little mushies. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Summer and I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for hanging with me, and yeah, it would mean the world to me if you liked and subscribed. If you like a crazy blonde girl who likes to read and who's way too picky about books, you're in the right spot. So welcome. I thought, you know, welcome September. Let's wrap up August. Shall we jump into it? I think so.
Feel me? Yeah, yeah. See my peanut butter jelly snack, pull it ride, busty painting. That's my sunshine when it's raining. That's my boo, yeah.
Okay, so in the month of August, I've read 5 books, which for me, it's like medium well. I could have done better, but I didn't, so we're not going to beat ourselves up for it. We're going to just talk about what we read, and I think that's a good idea. Okay, so the first book that I read in the month of August is The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, and well, we loved it. We gave this one a 4 stars, and I did a whole reading vlog around this book. If you want to know my thoughts more in depth, I will link that vlog down below. But yeah, I had given this 4 stars. There was a point in the middle where it fell a little short for me, but Grady Hendrix still rocked this book out, and the ending was very good. And to me, the way he writes female characters is very real, and their strength is very internal, and they don't give up, and I really enjoy that, because I feel like that is a big female characteristic that most people underestimate us for. We are strong internally. We don't care when people don't believe us or whatever. We keep moving forward, and I think he writes those female characters very well. I also appreciate that his books are female based. Like, he has the 3 books I've read of his have been all female, basically forward, female main characters, female supporting characters, and just like females coming up together to be badasses. So we really enjoy that, and yeah, like I said, if you want to know more about that, I will link the reading vlog I did down below. Let's keep it moving, shall we? The next book I read was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I gave this a 5 star. I mean, can we just talk about how obsessed I am with Taylor Jenkins Reid and the way she writes? I'm just absolutely in love with her books. They're beautiful. Her writing style is very unique, and yeah, I mean, we all talked about Daisy Jones and the Six, and this one's also amazing, and I just wasn't expecting it to be as good as Daisy and the Six, to be honest, but I was so happy she smacked it out of the park. It was so fucking good. Excuse my language, not really, but it was so good. I'm so obsessed. She's fast pushing her way to the top of my favorite authors list. So yeah, I'm really excited to read Malibu Rising when I get the time to. Really, it's on my TBR cart. What can I say about The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo? Her story writing is very beautiful, but for her to tell a story through the husbands of one lady and why she chose the life, the reasons behind marrying the 7 people, even though like she was just this beautiful 50s Hollywood old glam icon, and she got a lot of heat sometimes for her marriages, but like learning the backstory, it was glorious. And I just have never felt like I needed to zap back to the 50s and just become a fur wearing gown extravaganza glamour queen. Like, hello, I needed it, okay? Let me just go, maybe that was what I was in a past life, like a 50s icon, and I just don't know it. Anywho, loved that book. Can't recommend it enough. So yeah, we started off the month with 2 hard hitters, and we were very happy, very happy. The next book I read was The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley, and I gave this one 2 stars. I swear I might be the pickiest person with books. It's either I love them or I hate them. It's very often that when I fall in between, it's just because it's just a romance, and romance never really go wrong for me. But anywho, this book I was super looking forward to. I bought it a while back at Target. It's been on my TBR cart for a while. But yeah, so I was super excited. I'd been hearing good things about it on BookTube and just in the book community about how the twist was wild and that it was really good. So I was very excited to read said book. But when I started reading it, I figured out everything. Pretty much when I shouldn't have. Like, everything that was supposed to be a twist, I knew too soon. And I kept hoping that the end was going to come through and save it. There was going to be something crazy at the end that I wasn't expecting. But unfortunately, that just didn't happen with this book. I was very, yeah. I don't know if I'm just really good mystery solver or what, but I knew it was happening. As soon as something was hinted at, I was like, oh, this is what's going on. And then I kept hoping, no, they're leading me on. But even though they were leading you on in multiple different ways, I still just figured it out. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer, because when you get to the end and you realize, I've just read a rich people drama about characters I absolutely hated. Like, could not stand most of the characters that were in this book. So yeah, kind of a bummer, but you know, that happens. It might be for someone, they might love it, especially if you love a rich people drama, and if you need to be whisked away to a wintry, spooky, but beautiful setting. The setting of this book sounded gorgeous and was everything I think about when I would love to go for a wintry vacation, but the people that were there, not my thing. Also, the side story was a little weird and just like kind of what, but you know, it made for a little bit of a interesting vibe, I guess. Anyways, yeah, I gave it a 2 stars. Normally I don't mind a rich people drama. This one, I just couldn't stand any of the characters, so it was not my thing. Yeah, so let's move on. Okay, the next one I read, well actually I listened to this one on audio, and this is a young adult, The Girls Ive Been by Tess Sharp. I gave this one a 3 stars. Now, I think that the storyline was amazing. Basically, we're following a teenage girl who's been raised by a con artist of a mother, and she just she's put into a situation where she has to use all of her past characters her mother has made her to get her and her friends out of a bank robbery situation. And I really enjoyed the main story. I even enjoyed the side stories. Loved the relationship she had with her ex-boyfriend and her best friend. Thought that whole relationship and friend group was really adorable and sweet. My only issue is, and this is nothing towards the book, so I might have to pick it up again. It's more that when I listen to audio books, I find that sometimes I can accidentally tune out and miss like however long of the story and be like, and then come back, like snap back into it, and you're like, wait, what? is happening? But like the only time I seem to be able to focus fully in an audiobook is a romance book, because we all know I love a romance and I'm fully there for every romance that I ever read. But yeah, so I struggle with staying connected to audiobooks sometimes, especially with this one. Maybe I didn't give it a fair chance because I did wander around a mall looking for a specific outfit most of the time I was listening to this book. So yeah, I just feel like the rating might more fall into the fact that I listened to it on audio and missed certain parts that I was just like, where does this fall? What's actually happening? So yeah, I might have to reread it and see if my rating stays the same. But to be honest, it's also a young adult, and they always kind of fell in the middle of the line, like not great but not horrible, and I would definitely recommend. I thought the story was really funny and unique, and yeah, I really enjoyed the premise and plot of the book. So yeah, let's move on to the last. Okay, so the fifth and final book I read was Velvet Was the Night by Sylvia Monroe Garcia. I hope I said that right. Probably not, to be honest. This one I gave a 4 stars. I absolutely loved this book. I was looking forward to this book since I read Mexican Gothic and saw that she was writing a new book. So once it came out, I picked it up right away. Also, I've been feeling very 70s hippie-ish velvet vibes. Like, all I want to be in is velvet. I'm about to be a velvet like goddess if I can help it. But yeah, so I was feeling that. I've been like legitimately anyways, I don't know why I just went on a random tangent about my velvet love. However, so yeah, I was very excited for this book, and when I started reading it, I was like, I will say the only reason I didn't give it 5 stars is because I thought the main character Maddie, I thought the main character Maddie was kind of rude. Like she had a very snotty, rude personality to herself even. So like she was rude to herself, and she just kind of was rude in general, and also a pathological liar, you know? But you know, that's okay. So basically we're following Maddie, who is a secretary, and she lives kind of a pretty boring life. The thing she looks forward to most is getting her romance comics on Mondays and reading them over and over again. She's a huge music lover, which was another thing. Like, the playlist for this book I listened to on Spotify and like devoured it. It was amazing. But yeah, so anytime books mention music, and if they mention quite a few songs, I always look on Spotify to see if they have a playlist that matches the book of what, you know, and most books do, and I recommend that everyone pulls that playlist up while they're reading. It was fabulous. Anyways, we're following Maddie. She's a secretary. She lives kind of a boring life. She's really, like, the most exciting thing is that she's really into music and really into her romances. Then there's Elvis, who wants to live a more, I wouldn't say, Elvis is basically a bit of a thug, and he is a gangster, and he's hired, his boss basically sends him out with a team of goons to, you know, stop the political protests, because this book takes place in 1970 in Mexico City, when a lot of riots and riots and political activism was happening. And so there on this side was these kind of like thugs slash gangsters who would go in to like incite panic and like beat people up for whatever reason. So yeah, he was part of that, but he really wished he wasn't. He also had a love for music and just wished he like didn't have to live this thug life, pretty much. Now, Maddie and Elvis's paths cross because they're both on the clock racing to find Lenora, who is a college activist who went missing. And she has something very important, and they both need it. Well, Maddie really just gets caught up in the adventure of what this is offering, and Elvis needs it for his boss. But she also is, Maddie's also watching Lenora's cat and hates cats, and girl, I can't relate. I love me some cats. I've got 3, like, love them to death. Anywho, so yeah, they're cross paths this way, and the book was just amazing. Now, normally I like a solid ending. I always look for a solid ending. This ending blew me out of the water. Like, and normally I don't like endings like this. Like, I don't want to spoil anything. This is not normally something I liked, but she did it so well, and the history of the book, and just, oh, it was just so good. So I definitely give this one a 4 out of 5 stars. Really encourage you to read it. It was just really beautifully written, and I will continue to read her books as she releases them. I think she's a very good author as well. So yeah, that is the 5 books I've read this month, and I feel like, I keep saying this month, in August, and I feel like we had some hard hitters. 2 4 stars, 1 5 stars, a 3 stars, and a 2 star. As for a month, that is not bad. So yeah, I cannot wait to see what the month of September brings for us. Yeah. I guess that is it for today. I appreciate you so much, and again, if you do enjoy my wild blonde ways, I would appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. But until next time, my little mushies, whether your sun is shining or your moon is glowing, I hope you have a very, very peaceful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!